Jasmine, and he can keep his...
It's pressure out here because your penis is popping.
Kirk Frost and Mindy C.E. Harris, two figures who have dominated the love and hip-hop world, are at the center of a shocking controversy that has left fans in complete shock. The person responsible for their downfall is none other than Jasmine Blue. This is the biggest scandal to ever rock the reality TV world. You read correctly. Jasmine has just revealed Kirk and Meanies in a way that nobody anticipated. The details are jumbled, the receipts are unbelievable. And the consequences, let's just say that handcuffs were involved, astounding. So what actually happened? And how did these two reality stars go from leading lavish lives to encountering significant legal issues? Hold on tight, for this is the year's biggest scandal. Before we get into the heated debate, let's examine how these two reality TV stars become well known, like Kirk Frost, who has a long history on love and hip-hop. In contrast, NBC's Harris gained his fame through Love and Hip Hop New York, where his love story with Yandy Smith became a central plotline. However, unlike Kirk Men, BC's had a much darker past that included serious legal troubles. Atlanta was first introduced to audiences as the husband of Rashida Frost, a rapper who later became a businesswoman. Their relationship was frequently portrayed as a roller coaster of love and betrayal, with Kirk being caught in multiple infidelity scandals over the years, while Rashida repeatedly forgave him despite his dubious behavior. He was formerly given an 8-year prison term for cocaine trafficking, but was Kirk and MC's public personas were centered on being family men. But as we now know, they were leading double lives behind the scenes. During his time on the show, he attempted to rebrand himself as a loving husband and father, but his past kept coming to light. He was released early after serving only a portion of his sentence. For months, there had been rumors that K and MC were involved with Jasmine Blue, but no one had concrete evidence until recently. Jasmine, a former model and social media influencer, had been connected to a number of well-known men in the entertainment industry. But no one had anticipated that she would be the one to unseat these two titans of reality TV, according to insiders. Jasmine first met Kirk at a private industry party in Atlanta. They clicked right away, and Kirk, who has a tendency to follow women around, wasted no time in following her. What began as a lighthearted affair swiftly evolved into something more serious over which Kirk had no control. According to VC sources, he met Jasmine through mutual friends. Their relationship began as a business partnership, during which he allegedly promised to help her get more recognition in the entertainment industry. However, their business partnership quickly turned personal, and Jasmine soon found herself involved in affairs with both men at the same time, while KP and the Mendeecees were playing the field. They were not aware that Jasmine was meticulously recording every interaction, conversation, and promise they made to her, which they believed to be a secret. Despite the whispers and rumors, Kirk and I continue to live our double lives with no concern. They give Jasmine gifts, expensive jewelry, luxury bags, and even fully paid vacations, all on the condition that she keep quiet about their affairs. For a while, Jasmine played alone and enjoyed the glamorous lifestyle they provided. But eventually, she began to realize she was just another pawn in their game. Then everything changed, and she became aware that she wasn't the only woman being played through a series of unexpected encounters. Even worse, she discovered that they had been employing deceitful methods to silence them all. They had promised them money, industry contacts, and even love. But in practice, they were dragging these women along while preserving their public identities as loving family guys. After feeling deceived, humiliated, and exploited, Jasmine decided it was time to stop playing their game. One fateful night, she went live on Instagram, ready to reveal the truth, wearing a basic hoodie and resting her phone on a coffee table. She looked directly into the camera and said, "Y'all ready for this? Because I'm about to ruin some lives tonight." Within minutes, thousands of people had tuned in, and hip-hop fans were on high alert before she even spoke. The comment section exploded with speculation after she started to drop the receipts. She took out her phone and began scrolling. "Let's start with the messages," she said, holding up the screen to the camera. Explicit conversations, secret rendezvous, and promises made behind their wives' backs flashed across the screen. But she wasn't finished. She then played a recorded phone call with MENDEECEES in which he was heard saying, "You know how this goes, Jasmine. Keep quiet and we'll take care of you. Nobody needs to find out." His tone was calm, almost threatening, and his gestures filled the comment section. Was this really happening just when people thought it couldn't get any worse? Jasmine played a screen grab from a CCTV in hotels when the video showed KIRK and MC entering a hotel room with her. The internet went crazy. Fans thought that Jasmine was telling the truth, but then she revealed more receipts and screenshots of bank transactions that purportedly showed thousands of dollars being wired to her from KIRK and MD's payments, according to insiders. Were hush money intended to keep Jasmine silent about not just the affairs, but something even more sinister? At that point, people began to wonder what they were really hiding and how deep this scandal went. With the entire world watching, the expose had just set off a chain reaction. What would happen next? Repercussions for their behavior and how? Their spouses, Rashida Frost and Yandy Smith, would react to the bombshell. Disclosures: the shocking revelations of Jasmine Blue's expose continued to send shockwaves through the entertainment industry. And the next twist could change everything. The aftermath of the scandal that brought down KIRK Frost and MENDEECEES Harris was nothing short of chaotic. With the internet raging with theories, rumors, and never-ending debates, fans, critics, and even celebrities weighed in on the controversy on social media platforms, but this was only the beginning. When the news of their arrest made headlines, reality TV fans were left stunned. The police station where KIRK and many were taken for interrogation was crowded with paparazzi, who recorded their sudden demise. The first person to speak out after the arrest was Rashida Frost, whose cryptic Instagram post left fans waiting for a direct response. When she finally went live, her emotions were on full display. "I knew KIRK wasn't perfect," as she admitted that her voice was shaking. "But this is something I can't even begin to process." Journalists rushed to get statements from those closest to the accused, but most remained silent, unwilling to be caught in the media storm. How do you do this to someone who has supported you for years? The deception, betrayal, and manipulation? A lot of ladies who had gone through similar heartbreaks found resonance in Ms. Rash's remarks. The million-dollar question was whether she would leave KIRK permanently. Despite the fact that the comment section was overflowing with supportive remarks, Yandy Smith, meanwhile, was struggling with a reality of her own. She had stood up for MDC through thick and thin, even remaining faithful to him despite his prior legal issues. But when she finally confronted the truth, it went beyond what she had agreed to. Her remarks were succinct, but impactful. "I've always supported your family and believed in forgiveness, but I won't tolerate dishonesty, power abuse, and manipulation. This is not the man I thought I knew when KIRK and I were sitting in jail together." The legal side of after the scandal took place. Several women came forward with similar stories, each revealing how they had also been coerced, silenced, or financially manipulated by the reality stars. Some claim that KIRK and MENDEECEES used their status to lure them into toxic situations only to abandon them once they were no longer useful, while others claim they had been threatened into signing NDAs, similar to Jasmine's. Insiders claim that Jasmine Blue had been in constant communication with her lawyers long before she went public, meticulously documenting every transaction, conversation, and threat she received. What began as a cheating scandal has now turned into a full-fledged criminal inquiry due to an increasing number of complaints. Legal professionals speculated that depending on how thoroughly the investigation proceeded, KIRK and many others would face significant accusations like fraud, coercion, and even possible racketeering. Renowned legal analyst Lisa Caldwell explained the possible repercussions. If these accusations are proven true in court, Kirk and the MDCs may face lengthy jail sentences. Federal charges could result from coercive techniques and the use of financial transactions to silence victims. This is about power abuse, and the law, with their faith on the line, and it's not just about infidelity anymore. What will happen to their reality TV careers was yet another important topic. Love and Hip Hop has long been recognized for its dramatic plots, but this went beyond the typical petty feuds and love scandals. Rather, it was a serious legal issue that may forever harm the franchise's reputation. Although network executives remained silent and would not confirm whether Kirk and Mendy would be removed from the show, insiders and the production team suggested that significant changes were imminent, with some speculating that their contracts may be canceled. Others, however, thought the network may utilize the scandal to increase viewership before severing connections. In an exclusive interview, industry insider Marcus Reed expressed his opinions, saying that this is career suicide, another scandal. The network has put up with a lot of legal issues, but that's where they draw the line because the criticism from fans, sponsors, and even other cast members is too great to ignore. If Kirk and Mendeecees don't face harsh legal repercussions, the industry will undoubtedly confront them as the drama develops. Having to make some of the hardest decisions of their lives, Rashida and Yandi had to decide whether to support their guys or if this was the last straw, having previously forgiven Kirk for his previous transgressions. Rashida now found herself doubting whether she was willing to continue fighting for a marriage that had been tainted by dishonesty. Whereas Yandi, who had always taken pleasure in loyalty, now had to confront the fact that the guy she had supported for years had deceived her in ways she never could have predicted when acquaintances of both women disclosed that divorce was a possibility. According to an insider, Rashida had already begun consulting with attorneys to discuss her legal options. She's tired of being the forgiving wife, and this time she might actually leave, according to the source for Yandi. The situation was even more complicated with children involved. And leaving wasn't just an emotional decision, was a decision that changed the course of the family. She's devastated, but she's also strong. If anyone can emerge from this situation on top, it's Yandi, with Kirk and MC still in jail. Both critics and fans are anticipating the release of the next explosive concert. Will the network formally sever relations? Will other women come forward? And above all, will these two reality stars truly do time for their alleged crimes? As the controversy involving Kirk Frost and Mendy says, Harris grew more intense. Their formerly devoted fans started to turn against them. So one thing is for sure, this scandal is far from over. Reporters, legal experts, and fans crowded the courtroom anticipating the next shocking discovery. More women are now coming forward with similar accusations to support Jasmine Blue, whose claims ignited the entire affair. With increasing pressure, this was turning from a personal scandal into a full-fledged legal catastrophe. Kirk's and my legal team maintained its defiance, claiming that the charges were overblown, in a last-ditch effort to damage their reputations. The prosecution refused to back down and produced fresh evidence, including voice recordings, call logs, and bank records, which purportedly demonstrated financial manipulation and coercion. The weight of the evidence was indisputable, but the judge's face remained unchangeable. The case's fallout was rapidly spreading. Critics questioned whether Rashida Frost and Yandi Smith, who had previously stood up for their husbands, were aware of these shady dealings all along. Rashida, in particular, faced criticism for continuing to support Kirk despite years of infidelity and controversy. Would this be the last straw that ended their relationship? However, there was a twist that nobody anticipated when one of Kirk and MC's former business associates came forward as a key witness. This person, whose identity was initially kept under wraps, claimed to have first-hand knowledge of illegal dealings that went beyond personal relationships. The accusation now extended into fraud, tax evasion, and financial transactions. Suddenly, This case wasn't just about scandal. It was about criminal activity that could result in serious prison time. The tension was unbearable as the witness took the stand and their testimony revealed shocking business dealings, secret accounts, and a pattern of manipulation that had been going on for years. If the court ruled in favor of the prosecution, KIRK and Mendeecees could go to prison for up to 15 years. Truth close, the question still stood. Would they accept a plea bargain or risk losing everything at trial? Time was running out, and we are now turning to you to decide whether KIRK and I should go to jail for their claimed crimes. Because this case is far from done and the next bombshell is just around the corner. Please express your thoughts in the comments section below and remember to like, share, and subscribe. Do you think Rashida and Yandi will ultimately walk away?